What's going on, you guys? So I'm going to do a first impressions of Combat Mission Red Thunder. I've been looking forward to this game for, you have no idea how many years, but it's finally on Steam and I can play it, so it's awesome. Alright, let's get this started with some pros and cons. Alright, so the first pro is they have two scenarios that I've been waiting for. This is what I wanted to play. This is where, this is basically the cream of the crop here of scenarios that I wanted to play. Night at the Opera, it's the last battle. Defend Sector Z in the center of Berlin during the final hours of the war. So I'm really looking forward to this. And then you have also can play from the Soviet perspective too. So we're going to do the Axis. Okay, so the first con I have is I clicked to start the mission and I got this. And I mean, everything's dark. I can't start anything. The GUI is completely gone, so I don't know if this is a bug. I'm running this on clean Windows, so it's a clean version of Windows. There's no skin, nothing, no HP, no Dell stuff on here. Clean with Microsoft ISO. But I can't begin the game. Okay, second con that I have here is once you hit play, I'm kind of like stuck for a while until the Matrix thing pops up, the Matrix launcher. So it's just weird because like I hit play and eventually will pop up. I'm hoping it pops up. It did the first time after maybe a few minutes, but yeah, it's just kind of weird that I wish it would just go straight into the game, not go through a launcher where I have to hit play again. Okay, so it finally popped up. I don't know why there's a delay. I've noticed that on a few of the games that are through Matrix. It's like a delay and eventually it pops up, but it's just weird. And then I have to click play again. Okay, so I closed out the game and I reloaded it to the same scenario. And it's still not giving me a GUI or anything. So, it's weird. I'm going to have to troubleshoot this. I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to press. See the clock here, but normally a GUI is supposed to be over here, and it's not. Okay, so I loaded up another map, another campaign, and I think I'm having the same problem here. I'm getting this weird kind of everything's missing, like this weird graphical glitch, which basically makes the game unplayable. So what I'm going to do is uninstall it and then reinstall it. Hopefully that fixes it. If not, then we're going to have to start going into the forums, possibly reinstalling Microsoft frameworks. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, so the campaign site I'm not able to get to work for some reason. I'm still working it out. I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, checked my drivers, tried to see if there was updated drivers, a Windows Update. I tried a lot of things. I still haven't been able to get it to work. I think my next few things I'm going to try reinstalling frameworks and stuff like that. But so far I can't get the campaign to work. But the battles do work. Some scenarios do load, so I get the GUI and I can see the soldiers in the buildings. So some scenarios load, some don't. I've tried 2 or 3 campaigns. None of them worked. The GUI doesn't pop up and I can't see like the soldiers are not like identified. I don't know why this is happening. It's kind of weird. If it was, I guess, a graphical issue or CPU issue, I would figure that it would be across all scenarios and all campaigns. The only thing I can think of is maybe the scenarios and campaigns I'm picking are massive maps with a massive amount of units and maybe my rig can't handle it. Now I'm running an AMD CPU that has like a Geekbench 5 score of like 7500, so it's a beefy GPU, and I'm running an AMD 6600 with 8 gigs of video RAM, so it should be able to handle it. So I'm just curious. I'm gonna do more investigating and get back to you guys later in the official review. So the first pro that I wanted to say is I really enjoy these situation reports that they give, right? So the developers, when they make these battles and stuff like that, they really give a lot of detail, and even adding in some like commentary here, quoting. I really appreciate that. Like, it gives you a lot of detail about like what's going on, the mood of the soldiers, like, and then finally here it goes, and you're in command of the elements of the Muncher Panzer Division, which is activated on March 8th. Your forces are divided among three defensive lines, so it gives you like a lot of data, and a lot of times I would just not bypass it, but just take this for granted. But I just wanted to single this out because I do appreciate this. So another pro that I wanted to add in is, so this is Berlin, and instead of just taking regular buildings like building models that they normally have, they crafted the buildings so they have damage from the artillery, from Allied airstrikes. So you could see there's a lot of variety in terms of like how everything looks. It looks like a city that has just been ravaged from Soviet artillery, from Allied bombings. So I really appreciate that.
All right, another pro I gotta add is this happens in pretty much all combat mission games, but I just love just seeing the ferocity of the artillery. It's crazy. Wow. Another pro, guys, is like this feels like this is Berlin, right? This feels like this is the end. Like this is a city that is just taking the brunt of everything the Soviets have. Another pro, guys, and I know I've said this before, maybe in previous reviews or first impressions, is I love the little things that they add to the GUI, right? So like this GUI changes from game to game, like just slight things. I mean, you know where everything is. It's just I noticed playing Combat Mission Normandy and then going into this game, like the options are in the same place, but it just has a little bit more refinement. It looks different. I appreciate that. Okay, so I guess this is gonna have to be listed as another con. I was playing the scenario, everything was going good, and then it just went black on me. I was zooming in and out slightly, and then a few seconds later, this happened where I can't select anything. And zooming up and down doesn't do anything. Q and E, W, A, S, D doesn't do anything. Spacebar, the escape button. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to play the game. So first impressions, I have to do a little bit of work. I don't know if you guys are running into this. I am. I don't know what's going on. Uh, Again, I reinstalled the game. I rebooted the computer, checked Windows updates, checked my AMD graphics drivers. There's not much else beyond that besides installing new frameworks for Microsoft, but I feel like that should be if I didn't have the right frameworks, that it should detect it. And then, like a lot of other games, when you don't have the right framework, they're like, hey, by the way, you don't have the right framework. You should download the latest one. But I'll check and then I'll give you guys an update for the official review. But so far, first impressions, I can't play the game. Um, I thought it was just a few scenarios, but it's not. I'm thinking what it possibly could be is like I said before, the extent how big the maps is. I've noticed in this one, as the artillery is just laying down, like the fog is just going everywhere around the city, right? Like there's so much basically smoke everywhere. I feel like it comes to the point where either maybe the hardware or the software, the game cannot project what's going on. Like it's too much for it, too many resources to for it to compile and to output. Um, but yeah, so far I can't play the game, and I'm gonna give you guys an update. And yeah, so yeah, unfortunately, um, I'll get back to you guys on official review.